Real-world insights from real lawyers on growing and managing a thriving law practice. Here on Small Firm Forum, the premier podcast devoted to small and solo law firms, with your host, Rob Malone.
Hello, this is Rob Malone, host of the Small Firm Forum, a site for me where real lawyers are sharing real insights. We know your time is precious, so I want to say thank you, and thank you for listening in today. Today is part 2 of how to get your law firm's website to the top of Google. So, how do you know if you have a chance to rank your law firm's website on the first page of Google? It's very competitive to rank websites on Google today, and especially in the law industry. So wouldn't it be nice to know where is the low-hanging fruit? Where are the places where there's weakness in the market that you're going to have a much better chance of ranking your website? Well, in today's podcast, I'm going to show you how to find the weak areas in your market where you will have a much higher probability of ranking your firm's website. I call it looking for the low-hanging fruit. Now, in part 1, I explained that there's 3 types of rankings in Google. So there's a paid ads, right, which are up at the top. And then below that, if it's a local search, or in other words, a search that Google thinks people are looking for a local business, then there'll be what's called the 3-pack. And then below that are the organic listings. So we want to be in the 3-pack and the organic listings. So why do you want to be in the 3-pack or organic listings over a paid ad? Well, people click on the organic results more so than paid ads. It is estimated that organic results get 70% of all clicks. So that means only 3 out of 10 people are going to click on the ad. And not only that, but the organic results, not only do the organic results get more clicks, but they are 4 times more likely to convert into clients than someone who clicks on the ad. People just trust the organic results more so than the ads. So that's why Google is so competitive. It is the most valuable real estate out there on the internet. So I want to give a listener alert here real quick. What you're going to hear today is probably different from anything else you've heard on ranking a website or keyword research. And the reason being is that most information out there on keyword research and ranking websites on Google is focused on national and international search results. What I'm talking about today is how to rank your law firm's website on a local Google search. There's a big difference between ranking nationally and internationally and ranking locally. And though there are some shared fundamentals, there are some key tactical differences that are needed to rank your local business in a Google search result. So here is my step-by-step process to find the low-hanging fruit to go after. Now, first you do your keyword research, which is one of the fundamentals for no matter what when you're trying to rank a website, whether it's nationally, internationally, or locally, it always comes back to the keyword research. And what I'm going to show you here is the best and simplest way to do keyword research for a local search, okay? So what you want to do is just open up Google, open up your browser and do some Google searches and find the top websites in your area for the areas that you want to rank in. So for example, if you want to do personal injury work, then you're going to do some searches for personal injury lawyer, car accident attorney, wrongful death attorney, etc. So, and now again, I want to emphasize this. Only worry about the results that have a 3-pack. If you do this search and there's no 3-pack, then try another phrase, try something else, okay? So now once you've done this and you found the website, you're going to click on their website and copy their web address to a text or Word document. So in other words, so what we have here is a 3-pack result. Now, sometimes in the 3-pack, there will be an ad up at the top. Just ignore the ad. The only thing we're interested in is the organic results. And so if you do this, if you just click on the website icon next to that firm's name in the 3-pack, it should open up their website. Now, here's a helpful tip. Right-click and open in a new tab. So in other words, right-click on the website icon and select Open in a new tab. And this, because you're going to be coming back to this page several times, and so you don't have to just keep going back, okay? So once you click on that website icon, it should open up the website. And what we want to do is we want to copy the root URL. Now, most times, only the root URL will show. But occasionally, there will be a thing called a slug that follows like the .com, .net, .biz, .io, whatever it is. We don't want that. We just want the root URL. So copy that root URL And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a list of these things. So you're going to need a text or Word document. And so what you do is you're going to take that first website and copy it to your document, and then just go back to the 3-pack and click the next one and do the same thing until you have, 3 to 6 websites, okay? So once you've done that, then we want to go to ubersuggest.io, and there'll be a link for Ubersuggest in the show notes. And you're going to paste that root URL into Ubersuggest, and you're going to click the search button, and then you want to scroll down to the SEO keyword section, and down at the bottom there should be a box that says view all SEO keywords for this domain. So you want to click that, and then down at the bottom there's going to be an export button. So click on that export button, and it should open up or it should download an Excel file. So then just go ahead and repeat this for the other websites that you have collected. All right. Now, open up those Excel files that you've downloaded and kind of go through there and just highlight the keywords that are relevant to what you want to practice. So in this case, since we're personal injury, for our example, some of the keywords that stand out are personal injury lawyer, fatal car accidents, attorney for injury attorneys near me. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is I like to use a tool called Local or Bright Local. Okay, and the reason I do this is because it's going to show me the results for someone who in that area, what they would see. And this is a free tool, and I'll have a link to it in the show notes. Now there is a paid version. You don't need that. The free version is fine for what we're going to do. And again, the link that I'm going to have in the show notes should open up this free version here. So what we're going to do is we're going to enter personal injury attorney, and then we're going to pick the town that we want to. So for my example, I'm using St. Louis, Missouri. So once we enter that and then we hit check search results, Bright Local is going to give us the first 5 pages that someone in St. Louis who put in that term would see. Now, why am I using Bright Local? If I'm in St. Louis, why wouldn't I just do this directly? Because we're going to start fine-tuning and looking at other towns in our area. So now, if I typed in personal injury attorney in Birmingham, Alabama, the search results that I would get, Google knows my location, and they know I'm in St. Louis, so they're going to modify my search results from what someone in Birmingham, or they potentially may modify the search results. But what I want to know is exactly what is that person in Birmingham seeing. So that's where Bright Local comes in. So basically, then we're going to click on the first page, and we're going to look at the results. Now, again, what we're going to be looking at is 3 things, okay? Do all 3-pack results have the website icon? Are all 3 firms that are in the 3-pack also in the organic listings below the 3-pack? And the number 3 is, are there a lot of directories or organizations in the organic listings, okay? So in this case, let me go back. In this case, we see that all 3 websites in their 3-pack do have a website icon. So that's telling me it's going to be tough to displace one of those from the 3-pack. But the next thing I want to look at is, are they in the organic listings? So now I see that only 1 of the 3 are in the organic listings. So this tells me there's a little bit of weakness. I might be able to rank in an organic listing for that term, or I might be able to get to the 3-pack. Possibly. And then the last thing I'm looking at is, are there any directories, or are there a lot of directories or organizations? And in this case, we see that 6 out of the 10 have directories, or 6 out of the 10 results on the first page have either directories or some kind of organizations. So why is this important? Okay, so let me explain the importance of this. All right. Well, first, let's talk about why is it important that there's a 3-pack. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, when a 3-pack appears in Google search results, it means that Google believes this person is looking for a local business. For example, if you would type Ford into your browser and do a search, highly unlikely that you will see a 3-pack, okay, because Google thinks you're looking for the Ford manufacturer. However, if you type in Ford mechanic, you will probably get a 3-pack because Google is assuming that you're looking for a local mechanic to work on your Ford. So you only want to go after ranking for keywords that bring up the 3-pack to get results. If there's not a 3-pack, if there's not a 3-pack, then it means Google probably doesn't think this is a local person looking for a local business, and it's going to be very hard to rank for that, okay? So why do we care if there's directories or organizations in your organic listings, okay? Well, so if you get a 3-pack and there's a lot of organic lists and a lot of the organic listings are for directories or organizations, it means that Google doesn't think the local businesses have well optimized websites. So they supplement the listings with directories and organizations. So this is a really good sign for us because from Google's perspective, you know, a well-optimized website is a website that has a lot of content that is relevant to a specific search query. Now remember from part 1 of how to get your law firm's website to the top of Google is that Google lives and dies by how relevant the results are to the search query, okay? So their preference would be to list a local company's websites, but if they can't find really good ones, they will default to directories that they believe will have listings for local companies that are relevant to the search query. Okay, so now going back to our 3-pack results again, we see that all 3 have the website icon. So this means I would probably skip this particular keyword for St. Louis, and I'm going to look for easier pickings. Now, how do we do this? Because I'm going to go back to Bright Local. And this is where Bright Local makes this process really easy. I'm going to change out the town. Instead of St. Louis, I'm going to go to a nearby town. So in this case, I'm going to try Baldwin, Missouri, which is a suburb of St. Louis, okay? Now, when I do that, I like these results much better because only one of the 3-pack has a website icon and none of the companies that are in the 3-pack are in organic listings below. And then again, all 6 of the 10 organic listings are for directories and organizations. So this means there's a lot of weakness here that I might be able to rank for personal injury attorney for when someone in Baldwin is searching for it, okay? So then we're just going to repeat this process for adjacent towns. Now, the closer your office is to these towns, the better. So in other words, like if my office is, within like 10 miles of Baldwin, Missouri, then it's going to increase my chances of being able to rank for a search when someone's in Baldwin, Missouri. But if I'm like 20, 30, maybe 50 miles away, it's going to, the further away I am geographically, the harder it is because Google knows where our physical locations of our office, and they're going to look and see, the ones that are closer to whatever that town is, they're going to give preference. Okay, so now once you have a list of the low-hanging fruit put together, all right, so what you need to do, pardon me, is go through town by town, your local towns, just start going around towns that are close to you, and start developing your list of low-hanging fruits, keywords that don't have the all 3 website icons, or all 3 of the 3-packs don't have the icon, that they're not in the organic listings. You want to kind of make a list of the keyword and the town, okay? Because we're going to start focusing, and I'm going to go more into this in future series, but we're going to start focusing on website content for these keywords in towns. So what you want to do is you don't want to overstuff your content, but maybe what you do is you do a blog post or an article focusing on how your firm serves Baldwin, Missouri in the area of a wrongful death, malpractice, and injury. Okay. And then later in that article, you might mention that you're the premier personal injury attorney serving the Baldwin area. All right. So you just naturally work these phases in, and Google's algorithms have gotten so sophisticated, okay, that they can sniff out if you've stuffed or forced content that will hurt, and that will hurt your chances of getting on page 1. So I really said that poorly. So what I'm trying to say is just try to make this flow naturally in your content. If you're really forcing it in, their algorithms will start picking that up, and it's going to hurt your chances of getting ranked. So the 2 thing to optimize your website for Google is to get your Google My Business listing. Okay, you're going to optimize your Google My Business listing. And we're going to cover that in our next installment of how to get your firm to the top how to get your firm's website to the top of Google. Wow, really tongue-tied today. But anyway, I hope that wasn't too confusing. We covered a lot, but just remember the basics are is that you're going to start with a broad search in your area. Just open up your browser, and then you're going to start collecting websites. And then you're going to take those websites and you're going to put them into ubersuggest.io, and you're going to start collecting and you're going to start downloading lists of keywords that these websites are ranking for. And then you're going to take those keywords and go over to Bright Local, all right, the most relevant keywords to your firm's practice, and some towns, and you're going to start looking at Bright Local and looking for the low-hanging fruit. And again, the low-hanging fruit is a search result that has a 3-pack, but it either maybe doesn't have 3 businesses listed. That's a dream. If you find one where there's only like 1 or 2 businesses listed, that's really low-hanging fruit, easy pickings. Or if one or none of the businesses in the 3-packs have the website icon, and then even better is if those businesses that are in the 3-pack are not listed in the organic listings below, and there's a lot of directories and organizations in that. That's how you know you found some low-hanging fruit. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. In part 3, we're going to talk about Google. We're going to talk about Google My Business listings, and how you're going to start taking this information to create your strategy and your tactics to rank your website. So that's it for today. Thank you for listening in to Small Firm Forum. We know your time is precious, so again, we want to say thank you, and thank you for listening in today.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Small Firm Forum. Go to smallfirmforum.com to leave any comments and check out the show notes.